Hey guys, it's me again, that guy on the internet, and today I'm a tad bit upset about pushy religions. Well, yeah, specifically pushy religions. I'm fine with people who are religious. I'm not one of those anti-theists who goes around looking for religious people to tell that they are wrong about something. But yeah, I don't do that because there's always the small possibility that they're not wrong. Um, and also, if it really helps them, like their religion really gives them moral support, then yeah, that's great. That's more power to them, you know. But I don't really like religions or religious people, not religions specifically, but religious people who go around trying to convince everybody that their religion is the one religion. Um, I haven't noticed a lot of that in most polytheistic religions anymore. I mean, historically, I guess there were polytheistic religions that were big on pushing their beliefs onto other countries, but not anymore. Like Hinduism, which might be monotheistic now that I think about it, but it really depends on how you look at it. Of course, Christianity could be polytheistic because, Trinity, not to mention Santa and the Easter Bunny. Um, Sorry, just being silly. Didn't mean to offend anybody if I did. Point is, I don't really like it when somebody comes up to my house, knocks on my door, and asks if they can start preaching to me about Jesus. Um, so far, nobody's done that about Abraham, and only one person has done that about Muhammad. But that's probably because there are more Christians in the United States than Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Taoists, all that other stuff combined. Um, where was I going with this? Yeah, point is, I don't like it when religious people try to use their religion to pass laws. That's one thing. That's one really big thing that I think is just not good because um, religion is a personal belief. Because even within one denomination of a denomination of Christianity or Judaism or any other, Islam, Hinduism, Taoism, all that stuff. Um, Even in one denomination of a denomination, if you pick out two people, their beliefs are not going to be exactly the same because they're two different people. And it's great that the Bible and the Torah and other holy books are all very open to interpretation because they're so loosely written. But it's when people try to take it literally and use a literal translation for making government laws, not just, a moral code. Um, like anti-homosexuality. Um, Not entirely sure of the context, but from what I have heard, I haven't actually gotten the opportunity to read this myself because I don't read the Bible and I've only read a bit of the Torah. So, yeah. But from what I understand, when it says that a man should not sleep with another man, that is under this big heading about adultery. Like a man can't sleep with another man if he's married or if he's got a significant other already. Not include. I mean, like it doesn't really specify. From what I understand, this isn't anything absolute. I'd love it if somebody could research this, show me the exact passage, translated directly from Hebrew, preferably, because I kind of like to go with the original document. Well, a copy, an exact copy of the original document, more than a translation of a translation of a translation through like seven different languages. Um, Also, teaching creationism in school for an equal amount of time as evolution. It's another religious thing that's going on in our state government where I am, and I know it's probably going on in other state governments. Probably not federal government because they try to stay out of school stuff. And whenever they get into school stuff, it kind of ruins everything, like No Child Left Behind. I'm sidetracking, sorry. Um, Point is, uh, teaching creationism and evolution as equal possibilities is just not something that people can really do because they're not equal. They're not in any way close to being equal because creationism is based on what was written by a bunch of old guys 6,000 years ago and then translated a million times, figuratively. Um, and then evolution is based on scientific observations that have been made throughout the years for a long time. I think the first dinosaur was discovered by a Chinese guy like hundreds of years ago. He was killed because he thought it was a dragon. Yeah, weird history. Um, Point is, there's a lot of evidence showing that evolution is likely to be how we got here. And that means, and since there's no evidence, observations other than it's written in this book supporting creationism or intelligent design, which is another type of creationism, sort of, um, then pretty sure that you can't teach them equally because there's just so much stuff behind evolution from DNA to adaptations to mutations, um, natural selection. Then with creationism, so 6 days, 5-minute lesson, 6 days of creation. I mean, maybe if you added in intelligent design, but it wouldn't make any sense because you've got things like a fox, which can move around really fast so that it can catch a rabbit. But why did God make the rabbit so fast? So that it could run away from the fox? But why would he want it to run away from the fox if he wanted the fox to catch it? Small problem there, just a small problem. Um, then with evolution, it explains that the faster the rabbit is, the more likely it is to survive and produce more fast rabbit children. And then the fox, it's the same way. Faster the fox is, the more likely it is to survive and reproduce. So, kind of just seems like you can't teach them equally at all because one of them contradicts itself, and one of them is not based on scientific evidence. The other one is based on scientific evidence and doesn't contradict itself. I mean, because there's no logic in evolution. It's randomized what kinds of changes go on. It's not quite as randomized which ones survive, but that's how it works. It's genetics. It's um, how the world ended up working, and we've seen it through scientific observation that this is likely to be how we got here. Whereas creationism, it was written by a bunch of old guys who spoke Hebrew and has been translated about, I mean, who knows how many times to get to English. And there are a bunch of different English translations that all say different things. Maybe not the creation story so much, but a bunch of different stuff in the Bible. It's all written differently. Um, so I'd really like it if people, I mean, I'm just a tad bit upset that people try to use religion, such an unstable topic, to decide government matters. And especially in the United States, government is supposed to be separated from religion, separation of church and state. So yeah, that's what's been upsetting me today.